In Entity Framework Core, EF Core, a self-referential or self-referencing relationship occurs when an entity type has a foreign key property that points back to its own primary key. This is commonly used for hierarchical or tree structures like a directory of folders or an employee manager organization.
Hello, and we are going to create a tree structure using one-to-many self-referential. So for example, we have like e-commerce computer style, and we have a tree. If we run this API, you can see we have a tree of, like, for example, computer hardwares. So computer hardware is a root node, and this root node has subcategories. Subcategory computer hardware has subcategory of computer parts, and computer parts, this node has 8 subcategory of CPU. So to create an API that this structure of tree, we are using that one-to-many self-referential, and this self-referential one-to-many, that's saying one entity can have one parent and many children. Like the subcategory has one parent and many children, a list of children. And note, the parent foreign key must be nullable, so it will have so the root of the hierarchy does not cause validation issues. And to implement the one-to-many self-referential, we have foreign key targeting the same table's ID, and we have the navigation properties, which has its category. It has the category type of parent category navigation property. It also has subcategory, which type of list of category pointed to itself, navigating to itself, and use Fluent API to explicitly configure the relationship. So it will use has key of ID, has many of subcategories. This subcategory with one of parent category, and this has the foreign key of parent category ID, which point back to the ID, and on delete it will be delete behavior dot restrict. So restrict will prevent cascade delete cycle. Okay, so let's say we are going to create a API of this category endpoint. And for example, if we have get category by ID, we can get the category and list of its subcategories too, which is recursively return all the subcategories too. In database, you can say it's quite simple category table which only contain 2 columns, three columns. So one is the primary key of ID, and the other two columns, one is name, one is parent category ID. You see, in the physical storage of in the database, to implement a tree, it's only the most important is parent category ID. Is foreign key point back to this table's primary key. Okay, and let's create a .NET project. We can say create a new folder called tree. And we open the we git clone source repository, so we can cd tray and git clone git GitHub. Oh, okay. Git clone this repository. Okay, so our starting repository. Let's start it with this efcon. Basically, starting with let's say program. It just let's just have the necessary efcon package installed, like OpenAPI, init call, init code.design, init code.cc, which we use, and tools, and scalar. And we can just say the connection, we change it to tree connection, and we change the connection string to tree connection, and we put it mesh catalog to tree, and we don't need the before migration, we just delete it. And also we don't need the model of book, we delete it. We don't need the before controller, we delete it. Okay, now we can start it. We will create a one-to-many referential. So we can simply create a category class, domain class, and has ID name. Start it with model, add a new class of category. And we just need public int ID, and we give it a name, and you can see next. We need a foreign key targeting the same table. parent key targeting the same table. So we say public int parent category ID, and it must be nullable. Okay, and we need to set up the navigation properties. So the navigation properties will be parent category. Parent category, which is null. And it's virtual. And we have a list of a collection of category, which is subcategories. Subcategories, which, okay. And say by default, we either migration .NET F migrations like initial we have arrows. Build okay, so the context we remove this defaults, and now we run the migration. Again, at the initial, and it's done, but we forgot add the DB site. DB site of category, and which is categories, and we can save it, and we say table add category and we can say database update. When it's done, we open our database, refresh. We have three database tables. We have category table, and let's see. You can see it has foreign key. The foreign key is categories parent category ID points back to the ID, and that's the non-cluster and so on. Let's say so to this we already successfully done an EF call automatically generating the code and doing the code execution, and create a schema, execute the schema, and create the database, include the category table for us, and but actually Microsoft suggests you to avoid any database schema generation error. It suggests you to use Fluid API to configure the structure, the process relationship behavior. So let's go to our model creating, and we can say model builder, but unity of category, and for this header, this header function is lambda, this entity, and this we will say first. We say this entity has a primary key as key. The key will be ID. The category goes to category.id. Unity of C has ID, which is the key column. And the next, we say config the self-referential relationship. The config means there will be entity that has many. In this, each category has many. Let's say it goes to see that subcategories. That is into this entity has many subcategories, and this subcategory with one, the one goes to equals to dot parent category, and this entity has foreign key of self's ID. No, it's parent category ID. Parent category ID is the foreign key. And on delete, this is important. Will not be delete behavior.cascade. It will be restrict. So we can say restrict to prevent infinity loop cascade. Cascade delete cycle. Okay, so now we explicitly config the relationship, and actually by default it generated the schema without error, but we can still say we want make sure that at the migration say database table at category 1 to 1 to many self refer. And to check the migration, it do add the foreign key, and on delete will be self-referential. Actually, you do need this to ensure it added the foreign key. And then we can update the database. Foreign key category parent category ID. That's done. Let's check again. Foreign key. Well, anyway, it's the same, but okay. So now we add a new controller. New scaffold item. API controller with redirect actions. And then this is category equals controller. We have category controller. So the first thing we need a dependency injection. So we need to reflect this. We are not using books context. This will be DB context. No, this is we will not change this for now. And go to the controller. You say and dependency injection. So we say private read only books context type and the read only field books context, and we are doing the dependency injection using the construct inject category server. The inject base and we set the local readable read-only post contact to this injected dependency. And for the guide, this will be a string type of task of action result. String result type of a new and this new will be type of we are using DTOs category DTO DTO and this should be get all. And we are going to create a DTO. Let's create a folder of DTOs. New folder. Close. And we have a new class. Category DTO. For the category DTO, we just say we have int of ID, and we have name, and make a string name, and we have parent category. Int which is parent category ID, and so this DTO will not return its collection of subcategory, and the parent category type of parent category will not be shown in the category DTO2. So using these details, and we'll get with the say this, we are going to say also we get the category into so I get a curable of so it's equal to context dot categories. And about that categories equal to not to this, I think. Of it. Then we return OK. So categories. We add a new package of Napster. Okay, perfect. Return the categories of that. To list of category detail. The Napster mapping. Okay, we are using Napster. And we are using Internet Protocol. And this is actually you adapt this to so using that Napster. Let's see the category detail. If the field has same name like ID and the category is the same ID, it automatically mapped. The name same thing, it automatically mapped. And the parent category ID is also will automatically mapped. And if you run the application, we have the run endpoint, and we have the get method to get all. And we already use scalar. Let's see. The guide. We return nothing. We don't have anything in the database for now. And let's have okay. So let's add the endpoint to the post method to add new category. Okay, so we have get add post. The post will be a sync of task type of action result. Action result type of category detail, return category detail, and we call it create. Right, this will be a category create detail. Right. Category create detail, and then say create video. And this will be simple, say var category equal to create detail dot adapt to category. And context change this to context, 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 and context. So we can say context at add library and save it. Await context at save changes sync. And we change it back to category DTO. So we say result DTO. It will be category mapping back attached tab DTO. And we return return the created that action of this is the name of get by ID. Get by ID, and this new will be ID will equal to result DTO at ID. And then result DTO. And we need a endpoint of get by ID. So we can say this will be HTTP get at query root will be like curly bracket, and ID is in tab. And this will be public link box of action result action result of ability to ability to, for example, and this is right by ID and for root parameter int and just return OK for now. Okay, now this disappeared. So we need a category create detail. We're going to create category create detail. Create detail. And this category create detail will have a public name, string type of name, and get data set. And we have public int which is optional, parent category ID which is data set. And let's run application. No. Equal to we need a mapping. Okay, let's mark it. Result detail. That. Okay, so we can run. And to host, we can test using the class body will be same name. And it's computer hardware and post. Okay, start. Category detail. Oh no. Okay. Okay, we restart it and we send a post. Okay. Okay, so it's case sensitive. It should be name. And we restart. And request. Refresh. Post. Request. Name. Maybe computer hardware. Computer. Okay, you can see actually the post already works. What we need next to do next is get by ID. And go to get by ID. Okay, so go to this. This we are going to get all categories, which we go to context, categories, to this async, and so if call will load the tree in memory is node will take flop and size, and then we get the category, which will be category will be all categories, the first of default, async, and this will be say by ID. Okay, and if sorry, go to now, full return not found, else will return okay. This will be category detail. Now we say mapping category that and map to category detail. So for the category detail, let's see that new class. The category detail. Category detail. Let's say what we don't want is, you can say we want detail have name, ID, and parent category ID, and for the parent category we say we want to create a class called class library simple detail contain only name and ID. Let's see. Simple detail contain only name and ID. So the parent so for the parent category, this category detail, so we only want name and ID of the parent category to be transfer in that transfer. And for the subcategories, it's the same. Also, for the subcategories, we can say we want category detail. Okay. And let's see. And we need config the mapping and a new folder mapping and the new class is new config, which is register. Okay, so we register app config, and this config will be let's say new config include destination and source and destination category to factory detail and this will be map of destination goes to best dot parent category. So this parent category is a simple this the source will be mapped from source dot parent category, and we map this dot subcategory, and it will be from source dot subcategories. Okay. So this is category to category detail. Okay, do this mapping and Napster. We go to program and we say Napster will be type adapter config global settings scan scan from assembly. Is executing assembly. Alright, and we can run the application. Okay, we can run this application now. Refresh category. We have computer hardware, we have computer system, and this is full. Let's create one more. Post name of computer parts. Computer parts. The parent category ID will be full. Consent. Oh, actually, yeah, this is new. Oh, this ID and the result detail. So the first, the created action, and you can see the first parameter is action name, second is root value, and the third is object, right? And we can run. Okay. So first, let's get a computer hardware, computer system. Let's say we create a file for computer system, and we can create a notebook, laptop of 5, that. So I create a category of laptop, and parent category is computer system 5, and let's see, we guide. We got the new category created, and if we go to that by ID, let's say 5, we got the ID of 5 is computer system, parent category ID is now its root category. So then the parent category is now 2, and for the subcategories we have a laptop, which is ID 7, and parent category ID is this one. It's computer system with 5. Parent category is simple category, simple detail. They contain ID, and the name is computer system, and its subcategory is null. That's correct. Okay, so let's say we put a breakpoint over here and we start. You see this all category using from the DB side to list async. Then the EF card will load the tree in memory. Let's go to see for this get by ID is sent, and if we go see the go to next, we check on the all category and review. You can see EF call load this. It's a list which has category ID 4567 hardware system parts laptop, and the parent category it's also loaded, and the sub category is also loaded, so it's all in the memory. And you can see hardware has a subcategory, which is category object. It has the parts list of category object and parts, and this one is laptop ID. The subcategory list contains a category of ID 7, name is laptop, and the parent category, which is type of category, and the parent category ID is 5, and the subcategory is a type of list of category, and right now it's not. So it's all loaded into memory, and use it to list async, and it contains that list of the whole tree, and okay, next we are going to get the put method. Go to controller for the put. So the put the ID will be type of int, and this will be public async, and this ask will be type of action result. Action result type of action result. Don't need type, and let's call it update. Update, and the first parameter is the parameter for int, and the second will be category date detail, and we say update detail. So if it's a success, we will return nothing. No contents. No content. Okay. Now we need update category update detail. Detail in details. New class. Category update detail. Category update detail will be int of ID and public of name, and actually we don't need the ID. The ID is pure parameter. I need public int optional. Optional. This is a parent category ID. Parent ID. And the name, which we have say required. And we want to say string length will be 100. The minimum length is equal to 1. Okay, and So this we have we first we get uh, the job. So normally we get the category by the ID, and we update the contents. But we need to have some check. Let's check if one. We will say prevent self-reference, prevent self-reference, reference. So this is the update detail, and ID equal to ID, and the second we will say check if parent category exists, and number 3 is prevent cyclic reference, prevent cyclic reference. So that is the proposed category ID is the appropriate category is the descendant of the current category. Okay, so let's say first we can just normally we do is for this category will be equal to weight the context categories, and I think and by update and by ID. Get the category. If category is null, if it's null, then we return error message, return not found, right? We can say we got string interpolation, got another string inside. Category with ID and curly bracket. This ID is what's not found. Not found. The next is plus we say update detail that parent category ID has value, replacement has value. Then we can say parent ID, which equal to update detail, but parent create ID value, and we run self-reference if parent ID equal to ID, and then we return value request. Request. Value request. We got my message. Say category and not the same of its own. So okay. So next we check if the parent category exists. Here's where parent exists equal to await. There is a context dot categories dot any async async and sequence ID if no parent exists, then we can say return value request. Let's say Thomas string and then I say parent category parent category is ID of IP that it does not exist. And next will be say prevent psychological reference. This we can say if they're doing data time consuming and is descendant and HC and which has ID and parent ID and ID. If it's descending, and we return by request, you can say citing story parent ID as parent, create a cyclic reference, and we need create a data function. Say private async and pass of full is send async is an async function, and then we should be int of parent ID, and we have int of post parent ID. So next parent ID. So next up level parent ID will be, let's say a post parent ID. Post parent ID. First, that's the initial value. Then we have infinite loop, while loop. Well, say true. So this will be go to the category DB site and category, and we get the next parent by using that. The first is a get next level parent, and we should stop the infinite loop by, let's say, the parent is not found. The parent Next, parent not found. If it's not found, then we can either reach the root or it's and then we can return false. And if it's next level parent ID equal parent ID parent category ID. This is it's a cycle, and also we will return. So this infinite loop, we set several condition and will return, exit the loop. And the next is next level parent ID doesn't as value. So this is root. We will return. Return and exist loop. So any of these conditions will just exist the loop, and if we check the tree, it will be any of these conditions. So let's go with that's the parent, which will be var parent, which is equal to await text categories. Equal to next parent, next parent. And okay, actually we don't want full subdiv. We want use of where. and we only select answer here will be say ID next parent dot select select and it will be post new let's see dot parent category. We only parent category ID one only return ID. First policy. Okay. And so first, if parent equal to null, return false. Next, we'll say if parent next parent category equal to parent, then it's descendant, return true. And if parent car ID is not has value and return false. Root false. Okay. So after each check, you can say next. If any of these conditions didn't match, and we need to get the next parent ID, so you go to parent, the parent already the value. So we will go to pick out the next level parent and doing this check until any of condition right, and then they will finish that. Okay. Okay, so prevent this account reference and if the after the security check, you can say update detail, adapt to category. And change the entity at category. Alright. Nice entity of category. State. Mark the state to modify entity. Modify and save. And we want to do a try catch. Try catch. Yeah, save change. I think this is correct. And catch. Let's see. The catch will be maybe for the concurrency exception. And this will be if not only category exists ID and return not found. Not found. So for category exists, we want to create a query ask bool or list ID and ID return weight on text the category without anything. Category goes category without ID. You can write. Perfect. So this is the update. Let's run. Update. port is update, and the ID. So this is the root parameter. ID, we will say 7, and the name we say notebook, and the parent category ID will be 5. Set. Return no content. Okay, 2 for no content. Let's see if it's changed. So 7 is changed to notebook, and parent category ID will be 5. So if we update the 5 to 7, let's say we don't want the psychology 5. The name will be no psychology, and the parent category to change to 7. And we send. Setting category 7 as parent, create a psychology reference. Okay, this is that put. And next, delete. Delete will be FTP delete and int, and will be async task action result. Delete. Will be return no content. Okay, perfect. Okay, first get the category by ID. Category equal to age context dot category dot include of equals to dot category. Oh no, subcategories dot false default async equals to c equals to dot id dot id, and if category equal to now return body request. return not found. Not found. Dollars. String of people. Its ID. What's not? And if I have any subcategory, if category at subcategories, any return better request. Like request say not delete category because it has subcategory delete all 3% subcategory first. And we can remove this context that categories that remove and category save search. Okay, that's the delete. And we can say what delete 7. Also, let's delete 5. Oh no. Okay. Delete 5. It has subcategories, and we will now delete category has subcategories. Delete all reassign this subcategory. And we won't delete 7 and delete it. We check. The 7 is removed. Okay, next we are going to have a tree. So let's see. This is HTTP guide, and MB tree. This will be public. Result by enumerable type of category tree detail. I will create a category tree detail. Let's say it is bad tree. Actually, will be say same thing. We can say we have all categories equal to context db set of category dot to list async. And let's say we got the roots equal to all categories dot where and go to so the tree will be go to those adopt. That's a list of category tree detail. Return okay. Okay. And let's category tree detail. New class. Story detail. This will be same thing. We got the domain object. I'm gonna pick up copy, and we pick up what we want. Category tree detail. We say one ID name. We don't want the parent in the tree. It's all from the parent level to the children level. So it's don't need the parent. And this will be the subcategory is recursively be the category tree detail. And perfect. And let's go back to the different call. Wait. And tree equal to okay, so now we got the tree. Tree. Yes. Okay, now we got the tree as computer hardware, a subcategory of computer parts, and computer systems. So we got the tree correctly. And by default, is Mapster if the object's property has the same name. You don't need to specify, but we can say want explicitly specify this to category 3 detail, and we say right. So yes, that's the self-referential 1290 in the entity framework call, and the APIs to guide the tree to put, post, get by ID, and delete.